This episode is sponsored by Supreme of the UK. Click the link in the description and support the broadcast.
See, no, but I've seen your setup, you know. I'm doing the same thing, but I got some incense burning and all that. So yeah, man, Saturday stream, people, we are in the building. We're off the back of, I know we missed last week, but the week before that, the stream done some very good rounds. We were shared on UK hood culture. We were shared on Made You Think. We were also shared on Black Kings UK. So shout out to them blogs who, you know, tapped into the stream and took clips, because they took their own clips. You see what I mean? Some of them even put graphics over it and all of that. So the stream's doing what it needs to do, man. And we definitely, me and Noble are definitely going to be putting in the work to help this thing grow as well in 2024. See what I mean? So everybody new who's in the building, shout out.
Love and light to the Donovan family. Funeral was yesterday in Brooklyn. Beautiful service. The Most High was definitely shining. You know, it was definitely cold, but you know, it was nice and bright and stuff, and it was a beautiful send-off. Never ever forgotten, man. And it's these unfortunate times, trustfully, gives people that extra oomph to reestablish those bonds and contacts, and you know, to maybe look at the mirror, like MJ says, and you know, what are we gonna do to make this trustfully 80 years on this plane of existence the best that it can be? Yeah. Am I gonna be having regrets on that day, or am I gonna be living my life to the fullest, knowing that I've done what I needed to do? I've touched the people I needed to touch. You know what I mean? That's true legacy. So a hint to the wise should be more sufficient, man. Rise in paradise on God, Donovan.
Most definitely, man. Thoughts and prayers with your family, Noble. I know you was going to try and get over there as well. So were you able to watch the service on you?
Yes, we did it. Yes,
okay.
The stream thing. Yes.
So that's one of the good things that have came, dare I say, from COVID. Because now, usually now, if there's a wedding or a funeral or sometimes even a party, they always stream the event. So those who are not present can watch it. Yes. So, yeah, man. Yeah, the internet, as much as people run down the internet and all that, man, what would we do without it? What Facts. Would we do? And that, a movie, matter of fact, a big blockbuster movie just come out yesterday called Leave the Earth Behind.
Yeah. I've seen the trailer for that.
Yeah,
that
man. Yeah. That's based on what I just said. No internet. A world with no internet. Now, it is quite long and drawn out. By the time you get to the fourth act, you're kind of a little bit drained.
Are you peeping it?
Yeah, man, I had to get into that last night, but I couldn't watch the whole thing all the way through. It's very long. But if you sit down and you just take in what it's actually about, it's crazy. A world without the internet would be very, very interesting. Trust me. Because that's even cars, because they were showing that Teslas, you know what I mean? Teslas and where like all of these things run off what's it? Is it GPS or
GPS?
Them satellites and all that. So it's all connected. You see what I mean? So there's that. No, but a second thing before we get into this thing is, people, listen. I say this in the most respectful way. I say this in the most concerning way, coming from somewhat of an artsy background. I've been involved in a lot of graphic design and that. But listen, I'll give it 3 years. The graphic design game, finished. If you're making your bread from graphic design, you need to start looking at switching lanes. Word to the wise, because that game there is going to be AI's first casualty. Now, I need to big up Rasan. Rasan, big up, man. That's a loyal listener of the show. Man, showing me certain things with AI, and that group, big up the African diaspora. The Black diaspora on Discord. Mm-hmm. Listen, the AI thing is game over. There's going to be, listen, this is how mad it is, Noble. This is how mad. You just say what you want it to do.
Yeah.
Make me a picture of this, like, and it comes with that exact same picture in the most flamboyant way, man. It's an absolute mental. So if it can do that, logos,
everything,
flyers,
yeah.
What else? You got logos, flyers, anything that requires designing is gonna be AI. I reckon 3 years tops.
Any visual arts, and we already touched this, but we didn't necessarily get into the visual arts, accountancy, consultancy, banking. They're already using elements of AI in banking anyway, especially with the cryptocurrency element of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like most people don't even understand, overstand, or even understand. Like crypto is behind all of the. It's the framework behind the banking system currently. So we're taking out these promissory notes, but the way it's operated is via the blockchain.
Yeah,
That's
man.
How they're doing it now.
Yeah, man. It's a very just put it like this. It's a very interesting time to be alive, and I'm very, very intrigued by the future because I'm a techie, but it's absolutely mental. Even like yesterday, I was thinking to myself, you know how easy it is now to film content compared to when I first started.
I know.
Like you can literally there's little cameras that are filming in 4K, clip on mics and all that. Like it's everything's open. There's people listen now. This time we're living in now, we have no excuse. I understand it's rough out there. I understand that, but there is not. This AI thing is next level. I've never seen nothing like this. I personally still can't believe it. Like, who even comes up with an invention like that? The world's getting crazy, man. Then did you clock the Cybertruck, Noble, that they dropped? The Tesla Cybertruck.
Oh, I've seen imagery of it, but I haven't done the read up on it. What? Give me the breakdown.
It's absolutely mental. You can take all a sledgehammer and lick it, and it's gonna bounce back. No scratches, no chips. They make it from the same material as what the SpaceX rockets are made from. The back is just an open bed. It's just an open bed, nothing else, just an open bed. It's fully electric. The top range is 380 range. It's durable. It's like a tank. It's like an absolute tank.
And what's the price tag? What kind of price tag?
They got 3 different variations of it. So they have a singular engine, which is going to enter the UK, if it does ever enter the UK, but I've done the conversions. That will start at 40,000 with no optional extras.
Whoa. Stop. So low. And they're talking about SpaceX technology and its indestructible car.
As you go up in the variations, there are more things that are included. This is a very basic entry level model for 40K.
Okay.
Then you go up to 70K. That's the dual motor, which is crazy. Matt from Carwell's ordered one. And then when you go up to the third model, that's the triple motor. It's put it like this. That's the future. Whether we like it or not, that is the future. That's the next 10 years, you're going to see things like that being rolled out ever so, like it will just drop. And then as you look, you'll start clocking. So if you walk into a showroom now, even a Renault showroom, the future of the brand is all electric. What they're advertising is all electric. So that shows you the world we are now entering. The new Rolls Royce, that is electric. So it's happening, man. It's happening.
Rolls Royce electric. I didn't even know there was even.
Yep. The Rolls Royce Spectra, it's called electric.
Now, you know my stance on this, and I agree with everything you're saying. I agree with 100% with what you're saying, and that is definitely currently in this paradigm. You know what I mean? In this representation, in this 3-dimensional realm, the thought process of these space monkeys is exactly what you're talking about. Exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can go back to when I was 8 years old.
Break it
They were
down.
talking. They were talking that shit then, sibling. Like the next step is cars with solar panels everywhere, electric powered, no fossil fuels. So you can plug it in and charge it. You've got solar panels everywhere. So when you're driving around, it's constantly charging. So your dependency on the grid, all of these ideas, I'm thinking, yo, when I grow up, I'm 8 now, 9 now. When I get to 2021, man, man's gonna have some flipping Back to the Future kind of car thing with solar panel. I won't need to put no leaded, because back in the day, leaded petrol, diesel. Yeah. So that's the kind of vibe I was on. I was thinking, yeah. And look how long electric cars have been available for. How long, Mark? This is nothing new, except for the technology has quote unquote advanced in regards to the rollout to the general public. The internet was what? For the people in the know, let's do a countdown. The internet was originally designed for what purpose? A, for the use it is for today. B, for NASA. Or C, for military operations.
Yeah.
It was for C, military operations. So
Yeah.
the capabilities, all the stuff that this AI thing, Mark, like the GTP and all this, Chatbot 4 and all this, we're now experiencing this level of technology. As many as the people who I sat at the feet of, getting this information from, they were saying to me, and many other people, anything you see now is probably at least 30 years old, technology-wise.
Okay, so they're sitting on the technology.
They're sitting on it, man. Everything that we have, they use first for their means. Look, shortwave radios and all that, wasn't that military? Wasn't that for communication purposes?
Yes, it
Then
was.
they rolled it out, the radio, and people were like, radio? We're going to put a box in our house and have people talking to us through this box, giving us news and shows and stuff. People shunned it. They were like, no, I'll go and get the newspaper, or I'll go and speak to so-and-so at the town hall. That's how the information was, provided into the towns and then brought outwards. Then the television came, same kind of thing. We're like, oh, we got this radio thing, but they were using this back office for years, sibling.
Yeah, man. we know that they roll things out slowly, but the electric car thing, that is just very, very imminent. That's like, no matter how, I'm telling you now, I'm saying tops, you got about 5 years, because what they're gonna do, they're gonna start squeezing, man, and saying, okay, you wanna drive petrol? No problem. Do that, but now your tax is £1,000 a year. But now your insurance, it has to go up for, you know what I mean? Till a man says, yo, just like when they rolled out the clean air thing.
Yeah.
Like a man was linking me by the studio the other day, and he's gone, I can't link you there because of the clean air. I'm like, oh, you're worried about clean air? But in my head, I'm like, I'd hate to have to be like that. But I remember part of the reason why I switched my car at that time was because I was in town all the time.
Yes.
And I'm like, they're not getting all that money off me, but you're going to pay it some way or another. Simple. You're going to pay it some way or another, but it's just how the world's going, man. It's just how the world's going.
Last thing on this mini build, fossil fuels, it's still a term which is used for a variety of different source stuff, i.e. coal, etc., oil. They say that oil was a fossil fuel. I grew up being taught, and you was taught this as well, right? That fossil fuel is made by plant matter and dinosaurs billions of years ago, yeah?
Yeah.
As of the last 3, maybe even 4 years, the scientists don't say that anymore, Mark. They don't even give us an explanation. They just say that the oil ain't, because again, going back to even the 50s, they were talking about peak oil. Now Google this, pause and Google it, peak oil.
Peak oil.
We'll get to a certain amount, certain time, where that's it. Oil has been at its capacity. We've taken everything that we can possibly find and discover, and there's nothing else. Scientists, reporters, oil companies, they're emptying wells apparently, and then the wells are filling back up, Mark. So it's like, as many people equate, oil is like the blood of the earth. You ain't gonna get rid of it. You ain't gonna get rid of the thing. So fossil fuels, number one, the first thing was, fossil fuels, they're finite. So we're going to put an extra price on it. Now we're in this day and age, and we're talking about not global warming, but climate change and CO2 and fossil fuels contributing to the world's climate and weather calamities as it is now. So they changed the goalposts in regards to the definition, how it's applied, and then pushed the agenda, which is now okay. Because remember, based upon the old school mentalities, well, of course, Mark, we've got to have the damn electric cars because we're running out of oil, right? Makes kind of sense based upon that chain of thought. But based upon what they're saying now, oil don't run out. So what's the problem? What you know? Outside of the ecological disasters in regards to drilling all the way down 6 miles and all that, the oil spills and all that crazy stuff and killing the marine. Outside of that, you know, we've got unleaded gas now. We've got better engines and stuff now. What are we talking about? We don't have leaded vehicles no more. Polluting. Lead in the air, Mark.
It's not about none of that though for them, you know. You know what it's about for them? They are fed up of the control that certain nations have who have access to the oil. So all these countries, like we've said it before, Saudi, Dubai, a lot of those Middle Eastern countries, and then, you know, even like a Russia, they said Russia were responsible for 5% of our energy.
I think it's more than that. I'm sure it's more than 5%.
I think it is 5% on a whole. They said that remember they lied to us in it because they're trying to say. Remember at first, you know, they were saying that the gas and electric price hike was based on the Ukraine situation. You know, if you don't hear that narrative no more,
of course not.
It's nothing to do with that. What they're fed up of is them other nations, which is why